Is this how the Lakers are going to look next season? Hey, do you want to win a PS5 with Madden NFL 21 and NBA 2K21? We'll be announcing the winner December 28th, so be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and watch the video all the way until the end to enter the giveaway. Before we start the video, we want to mention that we're going to be sharing some very exclusive information, so make sure you guys watch the video all the way until the end because we may have just found where Giannis will be finishing off the rest of his NBA career. The Lakers are the scariest team in the NBA this season due to their size, length, and talent in all positions. LeBron is the best player in the world when healthy, and Anthony Davis is the most skilled big man by far. There's no surprise they were the 2020 NBA champions. But what if the reigning two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo teams up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis? In what universe would they lose a single game due to the talent and physicality that usurps every team in the league? This is actually a reality that could very well happen because the Lakers have some pieces to offer and the Bucks might want to return for their departing star. It is likely Giannis will eventually request a trade, or he could even test free agency and complete a sign and trade with the Lakers like LeBron James did with the Miami Heat. So here is how the Lakers could build the most dominant big three in NBA history. The Lakers would need to do a sign and trade package of Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso, Danny Green, and Quinn Cook. The Lakers are already stacked with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, two of the top 5 players in the NBA right now. LeBron dominates the game with scoring and playmaking, and Davis does it on both ends. They are simply an unstoppable duo and will be in the mix for an NBA title once again next year. But what if they were to grab Giannis Antetokounmpo from Milwaukee? Giannis Antetokounmpo is a superstar and the best player in the regular season for 2 straight years. He dominates both ends and might be the most versatile superstar in the game today. He can't really shoot, but what he brings to the table more than outweighs his shooting ability. The Lakers with Giannis, quite frankly, would be the most unstoppable team in history. With LeBron at the point, he will dictate the game for Davis and Antetokounmpo to score the ball easily. On defense, who can possibly score on Giannis and AD? Probably nobody attack the paint because they put too much pressure with their shot blocking and lateral movement. Now make sure you guys continue watching because I'm going to be going into the ultimate reason as to why the Lakers are going to be trying their hardest to do a sign and trade for Giannis. The Golden State Warriors went 73-9 without Kevin Durant, but they had a system built on shooting and ball movement. The Lakers might not have that shooting, but they have ball movement thanks to the best playmaker in the NBA, LeBron James, and 2 bigs who will score every time. LeBron, Davis, and Antetokounmpo will probably match or even surpass the 73-9 record if LeBron stays healthy at his age. The Warriors with Kevin Durant were probably the best version of their dynasty because the team added a former MVP to another MVP in Stephen Curry and All-Stars Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. That team was unstoppable and won 2 straight titles. A big three of LeBron, Davis, and Antetokounmpo at least equals that dominance. They can't shoot like the Splash Brothers, but they can score anytime they want. On defense, they will be even better than the Warriors and would just be a nightmare to defend against. In a nutshell, the Lakers' big three would win at least 3 NBA titles while giving LeBron James an extra year on his legs with the help of Giannis. The Lakers won the title this year, but Antetokounmpo would give them a winning chance for the foreseeable future even after LeBron retires. Now look, I know what you're thinking. Why would the Bucks just give up their star player like that? I'll tell you exactly why. The Bucks still have Giannis Antetokounmpo on their roster, which means they will be in contention for an NBA title once again next season. He is easily a top 5 player in the game and might be the best player on the defensive end in the NBA. Giannis is the reigning 2-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year winner after all. But the Bucks will probably not have enough on the team to get to the NBA Finals. Giannis is a superstar, Middleton is an all-star, and the rest are average. Bledsoe is not a great player and neither is Brook Lopez at this stage. The bench is suspect, especially with the retirement of Marvin Williams, and the Bucks won't have enough to compete with the Lakers and Clippers next season, let alone the Nuggets and the Heat. As a result, it is likely Giannis will make it clear to Milwaukee next season that he won't be signing an extension. If this happens, the Bucks might be in scramble mode to find a trade return for Giannis. But outside of the likes of Anthony Davis or Kawhi Leonard, there isn't a player in the NBA that can equal Antetokounmpo's impact. Milwaukee might have to settle for young players. More specifically, they might do best by sending Giannis off to the Western Conference. The Los Angeles Lakers are possibly the franchise that will throw any player outside of LeBron and Davis into the mix to acquire Giannis, and the Bucks might have to accept. Kyle Kuzma is a star in the making, or so it seemed last year, and probably needs a fresh start. He can score the ball and has a killer mentality that is rare to find nowadays. Kuzma wants to take and make the big shots and doesn't mind having the pressure or blame on his shoulders. Kuzma can be the building block for Milwaukee going forward and a valuable return asset. Alex Caruso, the social media superstar, is another nice piece. He is developing into a legitimate starter in the NBA with his shooting and performances in the NBA playoffs. He is ultra athletic but also very solid on defense, making him a starting guard in the league. The likes of Danny Green and Quinn Cook add depth but will most likely be moved to clear up cap space. The Los Angeles Lakers will also have to offer at least one future pick to sweeten the deal, along with any other additions including cash or trade exceptions. The idea is that the trade will center around Kuzma and Caruso and any picks they desire. The Bucks will not get any value equal to Antetokounmpo on the basketball court because they are trading a top 5 player, but they will get 2 capable starters and picks to begin the rebuild. By sending Giannis off to the West, they risk only having to deal with them in the NBA Finals if they ever get there and don't hurt their progress in the process. Where things could get tricky for the Lakers is the fact that multiple picks are already conveyed to the Pelicans thanks to the Davis trade. Still though, the Lakers with LeBron are ultra aggressive and it's safe to assume they'd make a call when Antetokounmpo becomes available. Now make sure you guys continue watching because I'm going to be going into detail and exclusive information on how this trade will definitely happen and why it makes sense. If we want to scratch off the sign and trade and the Lakers want to make it happen this season, they will have to offer a trade package of Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso, Danny Green, KCP, a 2020 first round pick, a 2021 first round pick, a 2023 first round pick, and a 2025 first round pick. It might not be enough to outbid the likes of the Warriors or Heat, but it's one of the best offers the Lakers can make. Los Angeles parts with Kyle Kuzma as the best player being sent back to Milwaukee. The Bucks also acquire Alex Caruso and Danny Green. The Lakers then send their 2020 first rounder, which is number 28 overall. Los Angeles includes its 2021 first round pick, which includes an asterisk because if it falls in the top 7 picks, it conveys to New Orleans. In that case, the Lakers could send their 2022 first rounder to Milwaukee. The 2023 first rounder can be swapped with New Orleans as part of the Davis trade. The 2025 first round pick will belong to the Lakers if the Pelicans take the Lakers 2024 first rounder. If New Orleans defers the option to take the Lakers 2024 pick, the 2025 pick would have to go to New Orleans instead. There are obviously a lot of moving parts here. Such is life when you give up a lot of picks for one player, Anthony Davis, and then try to do it again so soon for another player, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, how would this trade work, you ask? From the Bucks' perspective, there are some things to like here. Kuzma is a piece to build around as he'd be joining a team that still has Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, Brook Lopez, and others. The picks are contingent and could be delayed in their conveyance, but they're still picks that the Bucks wouldn't have had otherwise. But the biggest reason this trade would work is if Antetokounmpo himself wanted it and tried to initiate it. If he made it clear he won't resign and wants to join the Lakers, the Bucks should trade him to Los Angeles instead of watching him leave as a free agent. Is that a likely scenario? Maybe not as of now. Antetokounmpo has not made any declarations about wanting to leave yet, but if he does, anything the Bucks can get for him is much better than simply letting him walk in 2021 as a free agent. Make no mistake, if the Lakers somehow acquired Antetokounmpo, it would tip the scales. Talk of a lack of parity would return as it did when Kevin Durant was with the Warriors. The Lakers would lose depth and picks, but they would be favored in every season that Giannis plays with James and Davis. For LeBron, it would be yet another super team that he helped to assemble and perhaps his best yet. The Lakers would have holes. It's almost impossible not to when you've given up so much for Davis and Antetokounmpo in the span of a year and a half. But as we've seen when Durant was in Golden State, and even this past year with James and Davis, stars make the difference in the NBA. The collective star power of LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Anthony Davis would likely make up for any shortcomings the rest of the roster would have. The latest NBA trade rumors suggest that the LA Lakers have been working on clearing cap space to accommodate Giannis Antetokounmpo's contract when he becomes a free agent. Getting Antetokounmpo to the Lakers in free agency would likely require some savvy salary cap moves. But if it somehow worked, Los Angeles would have arguably the 3 most physically dominant players in the league. Antetokounmpo would be playing with an old LeBron James and a player in Anthony Davis who plays the same position and has said in the past that he doesn't like playing center, would make the trio the most dominant and have high chemistry. What would make it work is James' ability to play point guard and Davis' developing perimeter game. Antetokounmpo would thrive with James creating open looks for him in the half court and Davis forcing the opposing team's big man to play with him outside the paint and allow Antetokounmpo to go to work inside. When Davis wants to play down low, Antetokounmpo is capable of hitting a spot-up jumper and would find easy cutting lanes if opponents doubled Davis. It would likely take some time to gel and the finances would be tricky, but this big three would surely take the league by storm and possibly be unfair against most teams. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.